Welcome to the Checkered Floor Garage. I've ridden my Kawasaki Vulcan 750 for 16,000 miles now over the course of the past 4 years, and I've always drained the oil from this side drain bolt here on the left side. That way I can check the condition of the screen and see if there's any debris in it. But there's also another way to drain the oil. From the very bottom of your engine in the center, there's another drain bolt here, and I've never touched it since I've owned the bike, and I only recently learned that there is one down here to drain the oil. So today in this video, I'm going to do my normal oil change procedure from the side bolt. I'm going to check the screen, and then after that, before I refill the engine with oil, I'm going to put the bike on the center stand and open up this center drain bolt here to see if anything comes out. And I'm going to take you along the way. First things first, I'm going to start up the engine, let it run for a couple minutes. Warm oil flows a little bit better, makes draining a little bit faster. And I also think it takes away a couple of the contaminants and dirt and stuff like that. I'm going to use my 17 mil wrench to loosen this bolt, just to crack it loose. And then once that's cracked loose, I'm going to bring in my oil drain pan. One of the downsides of doing it from the side here is that you don't really have much clearance. So I'm just going to kind of force this under. And then with that oil drain bolt cracked loose, I'm just going to get my 17 mil socket here with a couple of extenders. That way I can loosen it from afar and not make a mess. I'm not going to loosen it all the way because I don't want the oil gushing out over the side here, kind of coming out this way. I'm just going to give it some time, let the oil drain out, and then I'll come back and I'll loosen it a little bit more. Just like that. Now, if you're going to start with draining the oil this way from the side bolt, make sure that the bike is on the side kickstand. That way all of the oil drains to this bottom leftmost point. Now with most of the oil drained, I'm going to go ahead and get this drain bolt out, and I'm also going to get the screen and inspect the screen, see if there's anything in there. The reason why you want to look at the screen is to inspect it and see if there's any material in there. If you see small metal chunks, it could be indicative of just normal clutch pack wear. If you see larger black particulates, that could be indicative of your engine balancers going, and that could be catastrophic. So every time I do an oil change, I always make sure to check and clean this. And if the oil seems a little bit with a red tint, that's normal. I used Motul oil. I'm going to switch over and see if I can't get away with using the Shell full synthetic here, 15W40. I will be doing an oil analysis from Blackstone after 3,500 miles of this to compare it against 3,500 miles of this. So stay tuned for that. And I also think it's a good idea to peer inside where all of that material came from, the spring and the washer and the screen. Make sure it all looks good in there. The threads are good. There's no gasket material, particulates. You just want to see clean metal. Next, I'm going to put this stuff back in this order: the screen, washer, spring, and bolt. One thing I wanted to make a point of mentioning, and I do mention this in my oil change video, my how-to video procedure there, make sure that your O-ring here is in place and it's in good condition before you put this bolt back on, the strain bolt. I also like to just mark it in red here so I can do at a quick glance, a quick kind of a weekly inspection on the weekends to see if anything has come loose. It never has, and hopefully it never will. Next, I'm going to remove the oil filter because I just want to get all the oil out of the system and then remove this center drain plug. The whole point of this video and this kind of like experiment is to see, do I need to be messing around with this center drain plug? I want to see if any extra oil comes out, and I don't want the oil filter messing around with this experiment. I spent an embarrassingly long time owning and riding this motorcycle without even knowing that there was an oil drain plug right at the bottom here. In the moment of truth, let's see if any oil comes out of here. This is a 17 mil socket, by the way, 17 mil bolt. See, it's been on there for 16,000 miles. Wow. I am shocked. Okay. There's a good amount of extra oil there. I was not ready for that much oil to come out. I should have been. Drain is right here. My drain pan. Now I've made a mess. It's been a few minutes and oil is still draining out. This is an interesting learning opportunity for me. While the last of the oil drains out of my motorcycle, I figured I'd give some closing thoughts. This was, like I said, a great learning opportunity for me. Never too late to learn. After, I think this is my 5th or 6th oil change on this motorcycle, I learned a better way to do it. So this is how I'm going to do my future oil changes from now on, and you may want to consider doing the same thing. Put the bike up on the center stand and drain the oil first from the very bottom. This drain bolt on the bottom, the 17 mil. Get most of the oil out that way, and then put this back in, tighten it down, put the bike up on the side stand, then check the side oil drain plug and the screen. I still think it's very important to do it this way because, again, it's important to check that screen. Do you have small, metal bits? That could be normal. Do you have big black plastic or rubber chunks? That could be your engine balancer starting to go. And again, that is very catastrophic. So it's just interesting that nowhere in the oil change procedure for my climber service manual doesn't mention this bottom bolt. So I want to thank whoever commented on that oil video, my oil change video up on YouTube, wherever you are. Thank you, because once you commented, that kind of prompted me to do a little bit of research on the vn750.com forum and learn about this bolt. All right. For the rest little bit of the video, I'm just going to be wrapping up the oil change, do a little bit of oil change ASMR. Enjoy, and thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Check out the description down below of this video for some helpful tips and tricks, helpful links to the vn750.com forum. And as always, thanks for watching. just wanted to make a point of it in the video that it's normal for this sight glass to be empty when the engine is on, and then when it's off, the oil will come back in. So only when the engine is off and cool do you check the oil.